Life is a journey, and just as it begins with certain signs, so too does the end. For many of us, the final moments of life are shrouded in uncertainty, leaving us to wonder what to expect. But what if we could recognize the subtle signs that our loved ones are nearing the end? What if we could be more present, more compassionate, and more prepared for what lies ahead? In today's video, we'll uncover the 9 key signs that may indicate someone is entering their final phase of life. From changes in sleep patterns to profound moments of peace, these signals can offer us the insight we need to offer comfort and support. Don't miss these valuable lessons on recognizing the end of life's journey. As the body begins to shut down, one of the most noticeable signs is excessive sleeping. The person may feel increasingly drained and struggle to stay awake, even for basic tasks like eating. Initially, this might appear as simple fatigue, but it soon escalates to a point where staying awake becomes exhausting. This is not ordinary tiredness. Rather, it's the body diverting its energy from non-essential functions to the vital organs. In the final stages, many individuals spend over 80% of their time asleep, with little awareness of their surroundings. Some even enter a semi-conscious state, where they respond minimally to voices, touch, or light. It's important to recognize that this is a natural part of the dying process, not simply a sign of sickness or age. If you notice a loved one continuously drifting in and out of sleep, or unable to stay awake for long periods, it could indicate that the body is preparing for the end. As their energy depletes, the body is conserving what little remains for essential functions, signaling that time is growing short. Next, we'll explore another common sign: confusion and hallucinations. These can offer vital clues to understanding the final stages of life. As the brain starts to shut down, confusion and hallucinations often become prevalent. This can be unsettling for both the individual and their loved ones, but it's a natural part of the dying process. Many people begin to see things that aren't there. Some may speak to deceased family members or describe encounters with people who have passed on. Others might mention journeys they believe they need to take, or even express that someone is waiting for them. These experiences aren't a result of grief or imagination, but rather a neurological shift as the body and mind prepare for their final transition. Studies show that up to 50% of individuals in their final weeks experience such hallucinations, whether visual or auditory. It's as if the line between this world and the next starts to blur, and the person feels a connection to the afterlife. If your loved one begins speaking to people who aren't present or seems to be interacting with someone invisible, it could be a sign that the end is near. Next, we'll take a closer look at another change that often occurs: the sudden shift in a person's eyes. This too is an important indicator in the final stages of life. As the body nears the end, one of the most telling signs is a noticeable change in the eyes. The person's gaze may become unfocused or distant, as though they're looking past the physical world into something beyond. The eyes may take on a glassy appearance, losing their usual clarity. In some cases, the whites of the eyes may even develop a bluish or purplish tint, signaling a dramatic shift in the body's functions. These changes occur as the body's circulation slows and vital organs take precedence, drawing energy away from less essential processes like eye function. The lack of focus in the eyes is often accompanied by a loss of responsiveness to light, with the pupils reacting sluggishly or not at all, even in dim rooms. For those caring for a loved one, it's important to recognize these subtle shifts as signs that the body is preparing for its final moments. If you notice that the eyes are no longer tracking movement, appear glassy, or remain half open, it may be an indication that the end is drawing near. Next, we'll explore another sign: the peculiar behavior of preparing for a journey, which often emerges in the final days. As a person nears the end of their life, they may begin talking about preparing for a journey, something that can seem strange. Yet it's a common sign of the subconscious mind preparing for the transition. It might start with remarks about packing a suitcase, finding their passport, or even saying that they need to wait for someone to pick them up. These are not just signs of confusion, They're symbolic expressions that reflect the mental shift occurring as the body prepares for death. This behavior is often seen in the final stages of life, where the person may seem unusually alert for brief periods, as if getting ready for something. Psychological studies have shown that many individuals in their last days will talk about traveling or meeting someone they believe is coming to get them. It's a way for the subconscious to adjust to the inevitable change, making the concept of death feel like a familiar, almost routine event. If your loved one begins expressing these thoughts or fixating on the idea of departure, it may indicate that their mind is preparing for what lies ahead. Next, we'll discuss another physical sign to watch for: drastic changes in breathing patterns. These shifts can be one of the clearest indicators that the end is near. As the body approaches its final stages, breathing patterns often change dramatically. One of the most noticeable signs is irregular, shallow, or labored breathing. The person may experience periods of rapid, shallow breaths, followed by long pauses in between, which is known as Cheyne-Stokes breathing. This cycle of deep breaths and long pauses is one of the most definitive indicators that the body is nearing the end. In some cases, the person may make a distinct gurgling or rattling sound to fluid buildup in the throat, as the body's ability to process and clear secretions diminishes. Family members may mistakenly believe that the person is simply resting or sleeping, but in reality, their body is struggling to maintain the necessary oxygen flow to vital organs. If you notice these changes in breathing, it's important to understand that this is the body's natural way of slowing down. The irregular breathing is a sign that the body is no longer able to maintain normal functions, and the final moments may be approaching. Next, we'll look at another key physical change: a sudden drop in body temperature, which is often seen in the final hours of life. As the body nears the end, a significant drop in body temperature is one of the most telling signs. Circulation begins to slow, and blood is redirected to vital organs, leaving the extremities cold and pale. The hands, feet, and even legs may become icy to the touch, and the skin may take on a bluish or purplish hue, often referred to as mottling. This is due to the decreased circulation and the body's natural response as it begins to shut down. The skin may also appear pale or blotchy, with these purple or red patches spreading across the arms, legs, or back. These changes are not a result of poor circulation alone, but a clear signal that the body's systems are no longer functioning as they once did. As the body conserves energy and prepares for its final phase, these physical signs serve as a reminder that time is running out. If you notice that your loved one's limbs are cold and their skin has changed color, it may be an indication that the body is entering its final stages. Next, we'll explore a common sign: the loss of appetite and difficulty drinking, which is often one of the earliest indicators in the final days. As the body nears the end, one of the earliest signs is a significant loss of appetite and thirst. The organs responsible for processing food and water begin to shut down, making it increasingly difficult for the person to eat or drink. Even the smallest amounts of food or liquid can become too much effort, leading to choking or complete disinterest in eating and drinking. This is a natural part of the dying process as the body conserves energy, focusing on maintaining vital functions rather than processing food. Some individuals may even struggle to swallow, making it unsafe for them to consume anything at all. This lack of interest in food or drink is not a sign of depression or illness, but rather the body's way of preparing for its final moments. If a loved one suddenly stops eating and drinking, or struggles with even small sips of water, it could be a clear indication that they are in the final stages of life. Next, we'll discuss the emotional and social withdrawal that often accompanies the end of life, and how it can signal that the body is ready to let go. As the body prepares for the end, emotional and social withdrawal often becomes evident. People in the final stages of life may stop engaging in conversations or responding to social cues. They may seem distant, lost in thought, or preoccupied with something other than their surroundings. it's not uncommon for them to stop recognizing family members or close friends, even if they were once active and engaged in social interactions. This withdrawal is not necessarily a sign of depression or a loss of interest in loved ones, but rather a natural part of the body and mind detaching from the physical world. Many individuals in this stage begin to focus inward, spending more time reflecting or entering a quiet, almost meditative state. This can be especially difficult for family members, as it may feel like a loss of connection, but it is, in fact, a sign that the body is preparing to let go. If you notice a loved one becoming increasingly withdrawn, avoiding interactions, or no longer recognizing familiar faces, it may indicate that the end is approaching. Next, we'll explore a profound and peaceful sign that often occurs, a sudden sense of calm, where the person may find comfort and acceptance as their journey comes to a close. As the end of life approaches, many individuals experience a profound sense of peace. This unexpected calm can be one of the most comforting signs for loved ones, signaling that the person is ready to let go. In the final days, some people may show a remarkable sense of acceptance or even joy, reconnecting with past memories or loved ones they had lost touch with emotionally. This peaceful state can also include expressions of contentment, such as smiling or appearing more alert and at ease, even if they had been unresponsive earlier. For some, this peacefulness accompanied by moments of clarity where they reconcile past regrets or express deep feelings of gratitude and love. Others report sensing the presence of loved ones, feeling a sense of lightness, or even seeing visions of those who have already passed, which can provide comfort during this transitional time. If you notice that your loved one is suddenly more serene, displaying signs of joy or calm, it may be a sign that they are peacefully accepting their journey's end. Next, we'll discuss how these signs can help bring comfort to both the individual and their loved ones, providing an opportunity for a meaningful farewell. Understanding these signs can help bring peace to both those nearing the end and their loved ones. By being aware of these subtle changes, we can provide comfort, support, and love during the most important moments of life. It's not about fearing the end. It's about cherishing the time we have and making the most of it. If you found this video insightful, we invite you to subscribe to the Health Horizon channel. Your support allows us to continue bringing valuable content to help you navigate life's most profound experiences. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you in our next video.